That old black gold may be the cause for the new Alaskan oil rush. And right now they're saying that ConocoPhillips is coming off an incredible exploration season, one of the best that they've had in decades, where they're saying they can thank Alaskan Oil for all this, as they had successfully targeted 6 different test wells, and they're saying that all of them were bringing back signs of good oil. This is what they're dubbing the Willow discovery along Alaska's western North Slope. They're saying that this could produce somewhere around 300 million barrels of oil that could be recovered in this region. And all the other signs of their testing are showing to support that projection. They say that this discovery could actually represent just a fraction of the available reserves along this North Slope. So ConocoPhillips is going to keep exploring this region, and this is what it's done. Over the next 5 years, it is projected that this ConocoPhillips will be adding 100,000 barrels a day to the Trans-Alaska Pipeline for a total of 650,000 barrels a day. That is an 18% increase. Now, when we start to get into the discussion of the oil, of the pipelines, that, well, can be a discussion all in itself. We've seen the protests and everything around the Dakota pipelines and other pipelines, massive disasters. On the other side of the coin, when you talk economically, some of the big troubles and problems we've had here in recent years in terms of the price of oil in basically being under the thumb of Saudi Arabia and other countries. If they want to raise or lower the price, they could do a lot of damage. Like Saudi Arabia wanted to lower the prices, and it damaged a lot of what we were doing in terms of the fracking and getting oil. Fracking has big issues itself. But in the long term, you have to look at what is happening here with each country. Are you going to be dependent on other countries and give them a bit of control over you, knowing that they have something that you need? Or are you going to be self-dependent? And if you have massive supplies like this that have been discovered, this can help big time for a country that may be at the discussion table with, say, Russia. And I just did a video about Russia and what it's doing in terms of all of its gas, natural gas and oil, and where it sits. In that video, I show that Russia is sitting on a plethora, like a gold mine of natural resources. And they admit it's more than they will ever use themselves. And then in Europe, to the left, and then down in parts of Indonesia and Southeastern Asia, those are all considered to be consumer areas, with basically the Middle East, Russia, and the Arctic regions being the producers. So this is big time for a find in terms of the U.S. finding its own natural resources. We'll give it that. And hopefully it makes us less dependent on others. Problem is, at the end of the day, does the everyday person see the benefit from all these things? Will they just keep prices the same and stick all the extra money in their pocket? See, that has to be passed down to the consumer. It has to make it all the way down. Or else, in my opinion, the company's garbage. Anyhow, I'll leave a link. It's been Dabu7.